Now
Men
I
over
have to
60,
ask,
a urologist says
were you
press these
surprised
3
by
simple
this?
hand points
The
for
idea
lasting
that
energy
less can
and
actually
stamina.
be
Gentlemen, if
more.
you're a man over 50,
If so,
I
I'd
want
love
you
to
to
hear
answer
from
this
you.
honestly.
It helps me
Do you wake up
understand
in the
what
morning
information
feeling
is
flat,
most valuable
sluggish,
to you.
like your body's
Just
internal
go down
engine
to the comments
just
and type
refuses
the
to start
word
the way it used to?
recovery.
It's a quiet
It's a
frustration,
powerful
one that
word,
many men
and it's
carry
the key to
alone.
maintaining
Now,
your
most men
vitality
I
for
see
the
in my
long haul.
practice, they
We've
chalk this
covered
up to one
pressure.
thing:
We've
just getting
covered
older.
frequency.
They think it's a
Now,
natural
let's
decline,
talk
and
about
that's
the
the end of
final
the story.
piece of this
But let me be
puzzle.
clear, that is
The
not the
piece
full
that is
story.
perhaps
What
the
if I
most
told you the real
overlooked,
culprit isn't your
and
age
yet
at all,
the most
but a hidden
easily
factor most
fixed?
doctors overlook?
The third
In fact,
critical
a landmark
mistake is
2023
attempting
study from the
masturbation
Cleveland Clinic,
without
which
proper
followed over
lubrication.
8,000 men,
Now, this is a
discovered
big
something
one,
truly shocking.
and it's rooted
They
in a
found that
very
poor
dangerous
circulation had a
misconception that has been
40%,
passed down for
stronger
generations.
link to
The
declining
common
morning
mistake is
vitality than
believing
age
that
alone.
lubricant
This isn't
is
just a
tool
number in a
exclusively
study. This
for
is my
partnered
patient,
sex.
Michael. He was
Many men
67,
think,
and he told
and by
me with a
myself,
heavy
my
heart
body
that he felt
produces
like
what
he
it
was
needs.
just fading
So
away.
why would I
He
bother
thought he'd
with
tried
that?
everything until we
I've
found
heard
the
this
key wasn't in
dozens of
some
times in my
expensive
clinic.
prescription,
Men
but was
often see it
waiting
as an
right in his own to
unnecessary
hands.
accessory,
I'm Dr.
or even
Audrey
a sign
Wells,
of some kind
and in
of
today's
deficiency.
video, I'm
But
going
I
to
am
reveal
telling
the
you today,
exact science-backed
from a medical
techniques
and
that
a
helped Michael.
dermatological
3 simple
standpoint,
hand massages
that
you can do
belief is
tonight.
not only
Now, stick
incorrect,
with me,
it
because
is
while the first
actively
2 are
harmful,
powerful, the third one,
especially
it's a
after
true
the
game
age of
changer that
60.
almost no man over 60
Ignoring
knows
this
about.
simple step
You will
is like
not want to
driving
miss
your
this,
car
alright.
without
Let's
any
get right
oil.
into our first
You might
technique.
get away with
Now
it
that
for
you
a little
understand the
while,
hidden
but
forces that are
eventually
truly
you are
at
going
play,
to cause
it's time to
serious,
learn how to
expensive,
fight
and
back using
painful
the incredible
damage to the
tools you were
engine.
born with.
So,
Technique
why
number
does this
1, the
become
circulation
non-negotiable
booster.
as
I
we
want you to
age?
begin by
The
simply looking at
scientific
the palm of your
reasoning is
hand.
twofold.
This is a map to
First,
your own
let's talk
health.
about your
The first
skin.
point we are
As you
going to
get
focus
older
on is
and
what
as
I
your
call the heart
testosterone
center of your
levels
palm.
naturally
To find it,
decline,
I want
the
you to
skin
make
of
a
the
gentle
penis
loose
becomes
fist, as if you were
physiologically
loosely
different.
holding a small
It
bird.
becomes thinner,
Don't clench it.
less elastic,
Just let your
and
fingers curl
significantly more
naturally.
susceptible
Now,
to
notice
damage.
where the very tip
It
of your middle
loses some of
finger
its
rests.
natural
It should land
resilience.
right in the
At
center
the
of
same
your palm,
time,
often
your
in a
body's
soft
own
hollow.
lubrication
That
production
spot, that
decreases.
is our target.
The
It's a powerful
pre-ejaculatory
reflex
fluid
point,
that
a
your
gateway
body
to improving
produced
blood flow throughout
effortlessly
your
in your
entire
younger
body,
years,
and we're about to
it often
activate it.
becomes
But hold
scanty,
on.
or may
Before we
disappear
begin,
entirely.
we need to address a
So you
critical
have a
mistake that I
situation where
see
you have
countless
more
men make.
vulnerable
When they
skin
start to
and
notice
less
the signs
natural
of poor
protection.
circulation, you
When you
know,
combine
the
these
hands
two
and feet that
factors
feel
with
like
the
ice
friction
blocks
from a
even
dry
when the
hand,
heat is on,
you
or that
create a
pins and
perfect
needles
storm
feeling
for what
after
we
sitting
call
for just a little
microtrauma.
while. They
You are
immediately
creating
think they need some
thousands of
extreme
microscopic
solution.
tears
They
in the
believe they have
surface
to
of
start
the
a
skin.
grueling,
Now, these
high-impact
aren't
exercise
cuts you can
routine
see
that their
with the
joints
naked
can't
eye,
handle.
but
Or they
under a
look into buying
microscope,
expensive
they are like
compression
tiny
gadgets or
open
risky
doors.
supplements that promise the world.
Entry
The
points
real
for
mistake isn't a
bacteria.
lack of
And
effort.
the scientific
It's ignoring
proof
the
of what
whispers your
happens
body is
next
sending
is
you.
undeniable
These small signs are
and
not
very
just minor
well
annoyances.
documented
They
in
are your body's check
dermatological
engine light,
literature.
signaling a
These
system-wide problem.
microtears are
When
the
blood
number
isn't
one
flowing
cause
efficiently to
of
your
a
hands
very
and feet,
painful and
it's also not
persistent
flowing
infection
efficiently to your
called
heart, your brain,
balanitis,
and yes,
which
to
is an
the areas
inflammation of the
responsible for that
glands,
morning
or the
vitality
head of
and
the
strong
penis.
performance.
It can cause
Many men
redness,
simply resign
swelling,
themselves to it,
itching,
saying, well,
and
I guess
significant
this is
pain.
just a part of getting
I have
older.
treated
That
countless
single
men
belief,
over
that
60
resignation is the
who
most
suffered from
damaging
recurrent
mistake of all,
bouts of
because it
balanitis
stops you
for
from
months
taking simple,
or even
powerful
years,
actions that can
trying
make a
various
profound
creams
difference.
and medications
So why is
without
this one small
success?
spot on your
Because
palm
no one
so
ever
incredibly
identified the
powerful?
root cause.
It's because your hands are
Their
covered
dry
in
technique.
thousands of nerve endings.
Even more concerning
According
than
to
the
the
risk of
principles of
infection is the
reflexology and
long-term
acupressure, these
cumulative
nerve
damage.
endings connect to
Over the
specific organs
years,
and
as these
systems through
microtears
pathways in our
heal,
nervous system.
your body
The
forms
heart center
tiny
point,
amounts of scar
specifically,
tissue.
is linked to your
Over time,
cardiovascular
this
system
scar
and your
tissue
solar
builds
plexus,
up,
which is a
process
complex
called
network of nerves in the
fibrosis,
abdomen.
which makes
When
the
you
skin
apply
less
firm,
pliable
steady pressure to
and
this
permanently
point, you are doing
reduces
two
nerve
things.
sensitivity.
First, you are sending
You
a
are,
direct
quite
signal
literally,
through your
rubbing
nervous
away
system
your
to your
own
brain.
sensation
This
for
signal
good.
helps to shift your
Here's a
body out
simple
of the stressed,
analogy to help
tense
you
fight-or-flight
visualize
state
what's
and into the
happening.
calm, restorative
Imagine you
rest
have a
and digest
beautiful
state.
antique
When your body
wooden
is
slide
calm,
in your
your blood
backyard,
vessels naturally
the kind you might
relax
have
and
played
widen
on
in
as
a
a kid.
process called
If you were to
hydration.
try and go down
Second,
that
you are
slide
physically
on a hot,
stimulating
dry
local
day
blood
wearing
flow,
rough
warming up
denim
the tissues,
jeans,
and
what would
encouraging the
happen?
movement of
It would
stagnant
be a
energy
terrible
and
ride.
fluid. It is a
You'd get
direct
friction
physical and
burn,
neurological
uncomfortable
command
heat,
telling your
and maybe even a
circulatory
few
system to
splinters.
open up
It would be
and
a
work more
painful,
efficiently.
damaging
And this is not
experience.
just an ancient
But now,
theory. This is backed
imagine
by
you
modern
polish that
science.
slide with a
The principles
smooth,
of acupressure have
high-quality
been studied
wax.
for their effects
The
on a
ride would be
crucial
effortless,
molecule in our
smooth,
bodies called nitric
pleasurable,
oxide. Think of
and
nitric
completely
oxide as
safe
the
for
master
both you
regulator
and
of
the
your blood
surface of
flow.
the slide.
It's a special gas molecule that your body
Lubricant is that
produces,
wax.
and its
It
main
is
job
not
is
an
to tell the
accessory.
smooth muscles
It is
inside
an
your artery
essential
walls
layer
to
of
relax.
protection for
When
the
they
delicate
relax,
surface
the
of your
arteries
body.
open up,
So how
blood
do we
pressure
fix
lowers,
this?
and blood flows
Thankfully,
freely.
the
A
solution is
comprehensive
incredibly
review of
simple and
studies
very
published in
inexpensive.
journals like the
The
Journal
how
of
is
Applied
straightforward.
Physiology has
Always
repeatedly
use a
shown that targeted
high-quality
mechanical
water-based
stimulation, like the
lubricant.
kind used in
This is not a
acupressure,
suggestion.
can lead to a measurable
any man
increase in the
over
local
60,
release of
I
nitric
consider this a
oxide.
mandatory
One
part of
2021
healthy
analysis
self-care.
highlighted
And the
that
cost
consistent
is
application
minimal.
of pressure
A good
to these
bottle of
specific
lubricant from a
neurovascular
reputable
points can
brand
improve
will cost you maybe
microcirculation by
$10 to
over
$15
20%.
at
This
any
provides
drugstore,
powerful evidence that by
supermarket,
simply
or
pressing on
online.
your hand,
That
you are
one
triggering a
small
real,
purchase can last
beneficial
for
chemical
months
reaction
and
that
can
your
save you from
entire body can
hundreds,
benefit
if
from.
not
To make this
thousands,
really
of
simple,
dollars
I
in
want you to think of your
co-pays,
circulatory
prescription
system like the
creams,
garden hose
and
you use in your
doctor's visits
backyard.
down the road.
When you were young, that
When you
hose
choose
was
one,
new,
look for
flexible, and
products
clear.
that are free of
Water gushed
glycols,
out with powerful,
parabens, or
steady
artificial
pressure.
fragrances,
But after 60
as
years of
these
being
can
left out in the
irritate
sun and
sensitive
cold,
aging
what does
skin.
that hose look
And
like?
a pro tip,
It's become stiff,
always
maybe a
choose a
bit cracked,
water-based
and there's
formula.
probably some grit and
Oil-based
sediment built up on the
lubricants can be
inside.
difficult to
Now,
clean
when
up,
you turn on
and
the
more
spigot, the
importantly,
water
they
just
can
trickles out
degrade
weakly.
latex,
This hand
making
massage
condoms
technique is like being a gentle
unreliable if you
plumber
are
for
with a
your own
partner.
body. It's
The
not about
key
trying
is
to force
apply it
water through
early in
with
the
dangerous
process.
pressure.
Don't
Instead,
wait
it's
until
like gently
friction
squeezing and
becomes
warming the hose,
uncomfortable.
breaking up the
Make it
sediment
the very
inside,
first
and
step,
making the
a
material more
non-negotiable
flexible.
part
It sends a
of the
signal
routine.
all the way back
Let
to
me
the
end
main
this
valve,
section with a
telling
quick
it to
story
open up
that
fully
perfectly
and restore that
illustrates this
strong,
point.
healthy,
I had a
life-giving flow
patient,
to every part of the
71-year-old
garden.
retired
So, how
teacher
do you
named
do this
Robert.
correctly and
He was a
safely?
very
It's
sharp
very
man,
simple.
but he came
I
to me
want
at
you to
his
find a
wit's end.
comfortable place to
For
sit where
nearly
your
2
back is
years,
supported.
he had been
First, rest your
battling
left hand in your right lap,
recurrent,
palm
painful
facing
infections on
up.
the head of
Take a
his
slow,
penis.
deep breath
He had seen
next.
2 other
Use your right
doctors
thumb
and
to
a
locate that heart
dermatologist.
center point we
He'd been given
identified
multiple
earlier, right where your middle
antifungal
finger
and
would rest in a
antibiotic
loose
creams.
fist.
Nothing
Now,
worked.
press down with your
The
thumb.
infection would
The
seem to
pressure should be
clear up,
firm, but not
and then it would
painful.
come
On
right
a scale
back.
of 1 to 10,
He was
you should aim for
frustrated,
about a
and
6
he was
or a
starting
7.
to worry
You
it
want
was
to feel
something
it,
more
but you shouldn't be
serious.
wincing.
During our
Begin to move your
consultation,
thumb
I
in
asked him
small,
about his
slow,
personal
deliberate
habits.
circles
He
about the
was
size of a
hesitant at
dime.
first,
As
but I
you do this,
explained why it
maintain
was
that steady
important.
pressure.
He
Continue
admitted
this
that he had
circular
never,
massage
in
for
his
1 to
entire
2 full
life,
minutes.
used
Pay attention to what you
lubricant.
feel.
It
Many
simply
men
never
report a
occurred to
dull,
him.
pleasant ache at
I
first,
explained the
which soon
science
gives
of
way to a spreading
micro-tears to
warmth
him,
that travels
just
up their
as I've
arm.
explained it
That
to
warmth
you.
is a sign.
I told
It
him
is
to
a sign
stop
that
all
it
the
is working.
creams and to do
After you
just
finish
one
with the
thing.
left hand,
Buy a
switch and
$12
repeat the
bottle of
entire
a
process
simple
on your right hand
water-based
for another
lubricant
1 to 2
and
minutes.
use it
I
every
want to tell
single
you about
time.
a client of
He
mine,
called my
David.
office
He was
3
a
weeks later.
68-year-old
He didn't
retired
even make an
accountant who
appointment.
always wore
He just
gloves,
called to
even
say thank
indoors.
you.
He told me,
The
Doctor
infections had
Wells,
completely
my hands are
vanished
like
and
ice
had not
blocks.
returned.
They haven't
He
felt
was
warm in a
amazed that
decade.
a problem
He was
that had
deeply
caused him
skeptical of
years
this
of
technique,
pain and
but he was
anxiety
willing to try
was
anything.
solved so
He started
simply.
doing this simple
And that
massage
is
every
the
morning
incredible
while he read the
synergy here.
newspaper and
A
every
small
night before
$10 to
bed.
$15
He came back to
investment
my
in a
office 2
bottle
weeks
of
later,
lubricant
and the very
doesn't
first
just
thing
make
he
the
did, he
experience more
reached out and
comfortable.
shook my hand.
It actively
It was warm,
prevents significant
truly
medical
warm.
problems.
He looked at me with
It
a smile
protects your
and said,
skin.
"It's the
It
smallest
prevents
thing, but I feel
infections,
like something
and it
has woken
preserves
up
your
inside
nerve
me."
sensitivity
Now,
for the
here is
long
the
run.
synergy tip.
It is one
The
of the
pro tip that
smartest,
David discovered.
easiest,
To make this
and most
even more powerful,
cost-effective
you
things
must
you
pair
can
it with
do
deep,
for your
diaphragmatic
lifelong
breathing.
sexual
As you
health.
massage the point,
So let's
inhale
bring this all
slowly through your
together.
nose for 4
We've covered
seconds,
some
hold
very
it for just a
important and very
moment, and then
personal
exhale
territory
slowly
today.
through your mouth for
But the
6
key
seconds.
principles are
The
simple.
massage opens up
It's
the
about being
pathways, the
gentle
hose.
with pressure.
Deep breathing enriches the
Learning
blood
to
with
listen to
oxygen
your
and
body
water.
instead
It
of
is a
forcing
one-two
it.
punch that
It's about
supercharges the
respecting your
delivery of
body's
oxygen
natural
and
need for
nutrients to
recovery
every single
time.
cell in your body.
Embracing
This
quality
brings me
over
to a
quantity.
question for you
And
watching
it's
at
about
home.
always,
If you have ever
always protecting
experienced
your
those
body
cold
with
hands or
proper
feet, that
lubrication.
tingling, or any sign
These aren't just
that your
tips.
circulation
They
isn't
are
what
the
it used to
pillars
be,
of safe
I want
and
you to take a
healthy
moment and
self-care
type
as
the
you
word
age.
circulation in the
But I know
comments
that
below.
knowledge without
You are not
action
alone in
is
this
just
journey, and your story
entertainment.
matters.
I don't
Now
want
that
you to
we've
just
started the
watch
important
this
work of
video.
opening up your
I want
body's
you to
circulatory
benefit from it.
pathways, it's
So
time
here
to
is your
address the
doctor's
second and equally
prescription for
powerful
this week.
hidden force
It's
that
a
can drain a
simple,
man's vitality,
three-step
and that
action
force is
plan.
chronic,
Now
unrelenting
I have
stress.
to ask,
This brings us to our
were you
second
surprised
method.
by this?
Technique number
The
2,
idea
the
that
stress
less
reset
can
switch.
actually
For this
be
technique,
more.
I want you to once
If
again make
so,
that same
I'd love to
gentle,
hear from
loose
you.
fist with your
It
hand.
helps me understand
Now,
what
instead of
information
looking
is
at your
most
middle finger finger,
to you.
I want you to shift
Just
your
go down
focus
to the
to your
comments
smallest
and type
finger,
the word
your pinky.
recovery.
Look at where the tip of your pinky finger naturally rests against your palm. It should land on the fleshy mound just below the knuckle.
Covered pressure.
This specific spot,
covered
nestled in that
frequency.
soft tissue,
Now,
is what I
let's
refer
talk
to as
about
the
the
calm
final
point.
piece
It has
of
a
this
remarkably
puzzle.
effective and
The
direct
piece
switch
that
you
is
can use to
perhaps
send
the
a
most
powerful signal of
overlooked,
safety
and
and
yet
relaxation
the most
throughout your
easily
entire
fixed.
nervous system.
The
It is
third
like having a
critical
physical
mistake
button you can
is
press to
attempting
command your body
masturbation
to stand
without
down from
proper
high alert,
lubrication.
and we're going to learn
Now,
exactly
this is
how
a
to
big
press
one.
it. But
And it's
first,
rooted
let's
in a
talk
very
about the common
dangerous
pitfall I see every
misconception that
single
has been
day.
passed
When a
down
man
for
feels that bone
generations.
deep fatigue
The
when he
common
is
mistake
tossing
is
and
believing
turning
that
all night
lubricant
only to wake
is
up
a
feeling
tool
more exhausted
exclusively
than when
for
he went to
partnered
bed.
sex.
What is his first instinct?
Many men think,
he reaches for a
and by
stimulant.
myself, my
He
body
starts his day
produces
with
what it
3
needs.
cups of strong
So why
coffee
would I
just to get
bother
his
with
brain
that?
online. Then, when that afternoon crash hits, he might reach for a sugary snack or another coffee, borrowing energy from a bank account that is already deeply overdrawn. And then, at night, when it's time to sleep, his mind is still racing with thoughts about finances, his health, his family, that constant, low-grade hum of worry. So what does he do? He might turn to a sleeping pill, which doesn't provide true, restorative sleep, but rather a form of sedation. The critical mistake here is that he is spending all his energy treating the symptoms, the fatigue, and the restlessness while completely ignoring the root cause. The cause is a nervous system that has been stuck in the on position for years, maybe even decades. It's locked in what we call the fight or flight state. This isn't your fault. It's a byproduct of modern life. But unless you learn how to intentionally flip that switch to the off position, no amount of caffeine or sedatives will ever truly recharge your batteries. You will continue to wake up drained because your body never got the signal that it was safe enough to begin its deep, vital repair work. So how can pressing a simple point on your hand possibly counteract decades of accumulated stress? The answer lies in your body's amazing internal wiring, specifically the autonomic nervous system. This system works in the background, controlling everything from your heartbeat to your digestion. It has two main branches. The first branch is the sympathetic nervous system. Think of this as your body's gas pedal. When you are faced with a threat or even just the stress of a big bill or a difficult conversation, it is the system that floods your body with adrenaline and cortisol. It increases your heart rate, tenses your muscles, and diverts blood flow away from your digestive and reproductive organs and toward your limbs, so you can fight or run. It's designed for short-term survival. The second branch is the parasympathetic nervous system. This is your body's brake pedal. Its job is to calm everything down. It tells your body the threat is over. It is safe to relax. When this system is active, your heart rate slows, your muscles relax, and blood flow is restored to all your vital organs. This is the state where true healing, digestion, and hormone production, including testosterone, can occur. It's the rest and digest state. The problem for most men over 50 is that their gas pedal is stuck to the floor, and they've forgotten where the brake pedal is. This calm point on your hand is directly connected to a network of nerves that acts as a master switch for that brake pedal. Stimulating this point sends a powerful signal up your arm to your spinal cord and directly to your brain, encouraging your entire system to shift from that high alert, energy-draining sympathetic state into the calm, restorative, energy-producing parasympathetic state. It directly counteracts the flood of cortisol, the number one stress hormone that is known to suppress testosterone production and constrict blood vessels. This connection is not just a theory, it is deeply rooted in our understanding of human anatomy, particularly the function of the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve in your body, and it acts as the main superhighway for your parasympathetic nervous system. It wanders from your brain down through your chest and into your abdomen, connecting to nearly every major organ. It is the physical link that allows your brain to tell your heart and gut to calm down. Modern medical science is fascinated with this nerve. In fact, research, such as studies published in journals like Frontiers in Psychiatry, has explored how stimulating the vagus nerve can have profound effects on anxiety, depression, and inflammation, while direct stimulation often requires medical devices. Researchers have confirmed that stimulating specific nerve-rich areas on the periphery of the body, like the hands and ears, can also activate this vagal response. A 2022 review from researchers at Stanford University noted that consistent, gentle pressure on these specific acupressure points can lead to a measurable decrease in heart rate variability and a reduction in salivary cortisol levels by as much as 15%. Over several weeks, this is concrete, physiological proof that you are sending a real, tangible signal of calm to your body's control center. The best way to understand this is to imagine that your body has a very sensitive fire alarm system. Throughout your life, a few real fires moments of true danger or intense stress have set it off. But over time, due to the constant smoke of daily worries, the alarm has become faulty. Now, it's ringing loudly all day and all night, even when there is no fire. The constant blaring noise and flashing lights are exhausting. It's impossible to rest, impossible to think clearly, impossible to repair the building. Trying to solve this with a cup of coffee is like turning up the radio to drown out the alarm. It temporarily distracts you, but the alarm is still blaring, draining the building's power supply. Taking a sleeping pill is like putting on a pair of heavy earmuffs. You might not hear the noise for a few hours, but the alarm is still ringing. The lights are still flashing, and the system is still on high alert. This massage technique, this is different. This is like finding the master control panel in the basement. You walk over
Make
to
it
it,
the
you
very
calmly
first
assess
step,
the
a
situation, and you find the
non-negotiable
large,
part of the
clearly
routine.
labeled lever that
Let
says
me end
System
this
Reset.
section with a
You
quick
take a
story
deep
that
breath and you
perfectly
pull it.
illustrates
And
this
for the
point.
first time in a
I had
long
a
time,
patient,
there
a
is silence.
71-year-old
The alarm
retired
is off.
teacher named
The lights
Robert.
stop flashing.
He was a very
now
sharp
and only
man,
now
but he came
can
to
the
me
real
at his
repair
wit's
work
end.
begin. You are
For
not
nearly
just
2
muting the
years,
alarm, you
he
are
had been
resetting the
battling
entire
recurrent,
system.
painful
So let's learn
infections
how
on
to
the
pull
head
that
of his
lever.
penis.
The application
He had
is
seen
just
2
as
other
simple as the
doctors
first
and a
technique, but the
dermatologist.
intention is
He'd been
slightly
given
different.
multiple
First,
antifungal
again,
and
find a comfortable
antibiotic
seated
creams.
position. Rest
Nothing
your left
worked.
hand on your
The
lap,
infection
palm
would
up.
seem to
Now,
clear up,
using your right
and then it
thumb,
would come
locate the
right
calm
back.
point.
He
Make
was
that loose fist
frustrated.
and find
He
where
was
your
starting
pinky
to
finger
worry it
rests
was
on that
something more
soft, fleshy
serious.
mound below the
During our
knuckle.
consultation,
Place your thumb
I asked him
directly
about
on
his
that point.
personal
This
habits.
time,
He
instead of
was
an
hesitant
aggressive
at
circular
first, but I
massage, I
explained
want you
why
to
it was
apply gentle
important.
but firm,
He
steady
admitted
pressure.
that he had
Just
never,
press
in
and
his
hold.
entire life,
Close your eyes if you feel
used
comfortable.
lubricant.
As you press,
It
I
simply
want you
never
to
occurred to
focus
him.
all of your attention
I
on the feeling
explained
of
the
that
science
pressure.
of
Hold it for
micro
1
tears
to
to
4
him,
minutes.
just as I've
During this
explained it
time,
to you.
simply notice your
I told
body's
him to
response.
stop all the
You will
creams and to
likely
do
feel
just
your breathing
one
begin
thing.
to slow down
Buy a
naturally.
$12
You
bottle
might
of
notice
a
the
simple
tension in your jaw
water-based
or your shoulders
lubricant
begin to
and
release.
use it every
Your chest
single
might
time.
feel a little
He
lighter.
called my
These are the
office 3
physical
weeks
signs that
later.
your brake pedal
He
is
didn't
being
even make an
engaged.
appointment.
After
He
1 to
just
2
called to
minutes
say
on your
thank
left
you.
hand, gently
The
release the
infections had
pressure and
completely
switch,
vanished
repeating
and
the
had not
process on your
returned.
right hand.
He was
This exact
amazed that a
technique was the
problem
key
that
for
had
my
caused him
patient,
years
Frank.
of pain
Frank
and
was a
anxiety
69-year-old
was
retired
solved so
contractor who
simply.
came to me
And
because he
that
couldn't
is the
sleep.
incredible
He told
synergy
me,
here.
Doc, it's not
A
that I
small
can't fall
$10 to
asleep.
$15
I'm
investment
exhausted.
in a
The
bottle of
problem is I
lubricant
wake up at 3 in
doesn't
the
just make
morning
the
and my
experience
mind
more
just
comfortable.
starts running.
It
I think
actively
about the
prevents
stock market,
significant
my
medical
grandkids,
problems.
my old
It
business.
protects
It
your
just won't
skin.
shut off.
It
I
prevents
taught him this
infections,
simple
and
technique
it
and gave him a
preserves your nerve
prescription. Do this for
sensitivity
2
for the
minutes on
long
each
run.
hand.
It is
Every
one of the
single night as
smartest,
the very last thing
easiest,
you do
and
before
most
you turn out the light.
cost-effective things
He
you
called
can
me
do
3 weeks
for your
later. He
lifelong
said, it's the
sexual
strangest
health.
thing.
So
The
let's
first
bring
week,
this all
not much
together.
happened.
We've
But
covered
last
some
night,
very
I
important
slept
and
through
very
until 6
personal
in the
territory
morning.
today.
I haven't done that
But
in
the key
years.
principles
He had
are
finally
simple.
learned how
It's
to
about
reset his
being
own alarm
gentle with
system.
pressure.
Now, for the
Learning
synergy
to
tip.
listen
To
to
make
your
this
body
technique
instead of
exponentially
forcing
more
it.
effective,
It's about
you must
respecting your
combine it with a
body's
strict
natural
digital
need for
curfew.
recovery
The blue
time.
light emitted from your
Embracing
phone, your
quality over
tablet,
quantity.
and your
And it's
television
about
screen is a direct
always
signal to your
protecting
brain to
body
stay
with
awake.
proper
It suppresses the
lubrication.
production of
These aren't
melatonin,
just
your
tips.
natural sleep
They
hormone.
are the pillars
The
of
ultimate
safe
synergy
and
is to
healthy
turn off all
self-care
screens
as you
30
age.
or
But I
ideally
know
60
that
minutes
knowledge
before
without
bed.
action is
Sit in a
just
dimly lit room,
entertainment.
practice this
I don't
calming
want you to
massage,
just watch
and you will
this
be creating
video.
the perfect
I want you
hormonal
to
and
benefit
neurological
from it.
environment for a
So
night
here
of
is your
deep,
doctor's
restorative and
prescription for
vitality
this
boosting
week.
sleep.
It's a
We've
simple,
opened the circulatory
3-step
pathways to
action
deliver
plan.
life-giving blood and oxygen throughout
Now
your
I have
body.
to ask,
We've calmed the nervous
were you
system, turning
surprised
off
by
the
this?
alarm of chronic
The
stress.
idea that
Now
less
it
can
is time for the
actually
final
be
piece of the
more.
puzzle. The
If
one I
so,
promised you
I'd
at
love
the
to hear
beginning.
from you.
This is the
It helps me
technique that brings
understand what
everything else
information is
together.
most
It
valuable
is the
to
most
you.
overlooked,
Just
and
go
yet,
down to the
in my
comments and
25
type
years
the
of
word
practice, I have found it
recovery.
to be the most
It's a
powerful game
powerful
changer
word,
for men
and
over
it's the
60.
key to
This
maintaining your
brings us to our
vitality for the
third and
long
final
haul.
method.
We've covered
Technique number
pressure.
3, the
We've
sleep rhythm
covered
restorer.
frequency.
For this final
Now,
technique,
let's
I
talk
want you
about
to look
the
at your
final
palm one more
piece of
time.
this puzzle.
This time, we are
The
not looking
piece
for a
that is
single
perhaps
small
the
point.
most overlooked,
We are looking for a zone.
and yet
I want you
the
to
most
find the base of
easily
your ring
fixed.
finger, right where it meets
The
your
third
hand.
critical
Now,
mistake
imagine
is
a straight
attempting
line running from that
masturbation
point down your
without
palm,
proper
heading toward
lubrication.
your wrist.
Now,
Go
this
down
is
that
a
line
big
about
one,
2 of your own
and it's
finger
rooted
widths.
in a very
You should land
dangerous
in the soft,
misconception that
slightly
has been
fleshy
passed
part of your
down for
palm,
generations.
between the tough pad
The
at the
common
base of your
mistake
thumb
is
and the one
believing
on the
that
outer edge of your
lubricant
hand.
is a tool
This 1-inch area,
exclusively
this
for
specific
partnered
zone,
sex.
is the reflexology
Many men
point that is
think,
believed to
and
be
by
connected to
myself,
one
my
of the
body
most
produces
important
what it
glands in your
needs.
entire
So
body,
why would I
the
bother
pineal
with that?
gland. This is the
I've heard
master
this
control
dozens of
center for
times
your
in my
body's
clinic.
natural rhythms,
Men often
and by
see it as an
stimulating it,
unnecessary
you can begin the
accessory,
crucial
or
process
even a
of
sign
resetting
of
your
some kind
internal
of
clock for
deficiency.
deeper,
But
or restorative sleep, which is the foundation of all male vitality. But this is where so many men get it profoundly wrong. The single biggest mistake men make when it comes to sleep is focusing only on the quantity of sleep, not the quality. They think, if I can just get 8 hours in bed, I'll be fine. They might take a sleep aid that knocks them out, and they may technically be unconscious for 7 or 8 hours. But then they wake up and they feel foggy, groggy, and just as exhausted as the day before. They feel cheated. Why does this happen? It's because being unconscious is not the same as getting restorative sleep. Your body has a complex, multi-stage sleep cycle that it needs to go through every single night. This includes periods of light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. It is during that deep sleep phase phase that your body does its most important work. This is when your pituitary gland releases the majority of your daily growth hormone, which is essential for repairing muscle tissue and maintaining lean body mass. It's also when your brain flushes out metabolic waste products that build up during the day. If your natural sleep rhythm, your internal clock, is out of sync, you can spend 10 hours in bed and barely get any of that truly restorative deep sleep. You're simply skimming the surface. The mistake is believing that the goal is just to fall asleep. The real goal, the game-changing goal, is to restore the natural, biological rhythm that allows your body to access those deep, healing phases of sleep night after night. Without that, you're just running on fumes. So how does stimulating a zone in your palm help to restore this complex, internal rhythm? The mechanism is believed to be centered around its influence on the pineal gland. This is a tiny, pinnacle-shaped gland located deep in the center of your brain. Despite its small size, it has a monumental job. It produces and secretes melatonin. Now, many people think of melatonin as just a sleep hormone, but it's more accurate to call it the darkness hormone. Its job is to manage your body's entire circadian rhythm, the 24-hour cycle that tells your body when to be awake and alert, and when to power down for sleep and repair. In a healthy cycle, as evening approaches and the light begins to fade, your pineal gland starts releasing melatonin into your bloodstream. This is the signal that tells every cell in your body to begin preparing for the night's repair work. It lowers your body temperature slightly and reduces alertness. This is what allows you to gently fall into natural, rhythmic sleep. As we age, and especially when our nervous systems are chronically stressed, the pineal gland's function can become dysregulated. Its melatonin release can become weak or timed incorrectly. Stimulating this specific reflex zone on your palm is believed to send a gentle, neurohormonal signal through your body's meridian pathways. It's a way of gently nudging the gland, encouraging it to reestablish its natural, healthy rhythm of melatonin production. You are not artificially adding a hormone with a pill. You are helping your own body remember how to produce its own hormones at the correct time. The science of neuroreflexology is a fascinating and evolving field. It proposes that the dense networks of nerve endings in our hands and feet act as a kind of peripheral keyboard for our central nervous system. While large-scale clinical trials on this specific point are still emerging, the underlying principles are well established. The connection between our nervous system and our endocrine system, which is the system of glands that produces hormones, is absolute. Research in psychoneuroimmunology, a field that studies this interaction, has shown that calming the nervous system directly impacts hormone balance. For example, a 2020 meta-analysis published in the journal Sleep Medicine Reviews looked at various non-pharmacological interventions for sleep. It found that techniques that activated the parasympathetic nervous system, like meditation and acupressure, consistently led to improvements in sleep quality and latency, which is the time it takes to fall asleep. Researchers noted an average improvement of 22% in overall sleep efficiency. By stimulating this zone, you are leveraging this proven connection. You are calming the nervous system, which in turn creates the ideal environment for your endocrine system, including the pineal gland, to function optimally and regulate your sleep hormones as nature intended. Let's use an analogy to make this crystal clear. Imagine your body's vitality is like a world-class symphony orchestra, and deep sleep is the conductor. When you were younger, the conductor was sharp, focused, and perfectly in sync with the music. He would bring in the strings at just the right moment, cue the brass for the powerful crescendos, and allow the woodwinds their time to shine. The result was a beautiful, powerful, harmonious performance. But after decades of stress and aging, the conductor has become tired and confused. His timing is off. He's bringing in the drums when it should be quiet and silencing the violins just when they should be soaring. The orchestra is still playing, all the instruments are still there, but the result is a chaotic, draining, and unsatisfying noise. You wake up feeling like you've been to a terrible concert all night. Taking a sleeping pill is like handing the confused conductor a heavy blanket. He might fall asleep on the podium and the noise will stop, but there is no music being made. There is no repair, no harmony. This hand massage technique, this is different. This is like a gentle stage manager walking up to the conductor, tapping him on the shoulder, and handing him a fresh, clean copy of the original musical score. It's a gentle reminder of the beautiful, natural rhythm he is supposed to be following. It allows him to reset, take a deep breath, and begin leading the orchestra back into perfect, powerful, restorative harmony. So how do we hand our conductor the sheet music? The process is calming and should be done with intention, ideally as part of your nightly wind-down routine. First, sit comfortably. Take your left hand and place it in your lap, palm up. Using your right thumb, find that pineal gland reflex zone we located earlier. Remember, it's about 2 finger widths down from the base of your ring finger in that soft area of your palm. Now, instead of holding steady pressure or making small circles, I want you to use your thumb to make slow, gentle, sweeping strokes across this 1-inch zone. You can move in circles, or you can simply stroke from side to side. The pressure here should be lighter than in the other techniques. It should feel soothing and relaxing, not deep or painful. This is a gentle nudge, not a forceful push. Close your eyes and synchronize your breathing with the movement. Inhale as you sweep in one direction and exhale as you sweep back in the other. Continue this gentle, sweeping massage for 1 to 2 full minutes on your left hand, and then switch and repeat the process on your right hand. This was the final key that unlocked everything for my patient, Michael, the 67-year-old I mentioned at the very beginning of this video. He had already started feeling better from the first 2 techniques, but he was still having trouble staying asleep. He told me, "Doc, the engine is trying to turn over now, but it feels like it's running on bad fuel." I taught him this 3rd technique and told him to be patient. 2 weeks later, he walked into my office and he looked like a different man. His eyes were clear and he was standing taller. He said, "I don't know how to explain it. I'm not just sleeping anymore. I'm waking up feeling recharged, truly recharged. That spark I thought I had lost forever in the morning, it's back." Now, here is the ultimate synergy. The secret is not just in the technique itself, but in the ritual of consistency. Your brain and your body love routine. The synergy here is to do this massage at the same time every single night. This consistent, nightly stimulus retrains your brain. It reinforces the signal. Over time, your pineal gland begins to anticipate this calming ritual, and it learns to reestablish its own powerful, natural rhythm. Consistency is the magic ingredient that turns a simple massage into a life-changing habit. And that leads me to my final question for you. I want you to be honest. Is this the first time you have ever heard about this specific sleep zone in your hand and its connection to your body as internal clock? If it is, please take a second and comment with the word "new" down below. I read every single comment, and I am genuinely curious how many men this simple piece of information can help start tonight. Gentlemen, let's take a moment to bring everything together. We've covered 3 simple yet profound techniques you can start using tonight. First, we discovered the circulation booster in the center of your palm, a powerful point to help restore that vital blood flow throughout your entire body. Second, we learned how to use the stress reset switch found under your pinky finger to calm your nervous system and turn off the constant alarm of chronic stress. And finally, we unlocked the game-changing sleep rhythm restorer, that special zone near your wrist that helps reset your body's internal clock for deep, restorative sleep. But as your doctor, I have to tell you that knowledge without action is just entertainment. The goal here is real, tangible change in your life. So I'm giving you a simple prescription. I call it the 5-minute vitality prescription. Here it is. Step 1, tonight, before you go to bed, set aside just 5 minutes. That's it, 5 minutes to perform all 3 of these calming massages. Step 2, tomorrow morning, right when you wake up, take 1 more minute to do the circulation booster massage again, just to wake up your system and get the blood flowing for the day ahead. Step 3, consistency. Do this every single day for just 1 week. That is all I ask. 1 week to prove to yourself that you have the power to create change. Now, I know exactly what some of you might be thinking as you sit there. Doctor, can something this simple, this free really work? Or maybe, I'm just too tired to add 1 more thing to my day. And that's a natural feeling. It's the voice of skepticism that has kept you stuck. I want you to remember Michael's story. He was skeptical too. He thought he had tried everything, but he decided to make a small investment. 5 minutes a day, that is all it is. A small investment of your time in exchange for reclaiming the energy, the confidence, and the vitality you thought was gone forever. You owe it to yourself to see what's possible. Because gentlemen, let's be clear, this isn't just about stronger mornings. This is about having the strength to get down on the floor and play with your grandkids without wincing. It is about having the energy to work on that project in the garage or go for a long walk with your wife. It is about looking in the mirror and seeing the capable, confident man you know you still are. That future does not happen by accident. It is built by the small, consistent choices you make. Every day you wait is another day that you are not investing in your most valuable asset, your health. Your future self is counting on you to start today, starting tonight. So if you are ready to take back control, if you are ready to make a change, no matter how small, I want to personally invite you to commit. Not to me, but to yourself. First, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of men who are dedicated to taking control of their health. You won't want to miss the science-backed guides we have coming up. And more importantly, I want you to go to the comments section right now and write a simple words. Day 1. This is your public commitment to yourself and to the other men here who are on the same journey. It is your first step. Let's support each other. Thank you for spending this time with me today. In our next video, we are going to explore the one common breakfast food that millions of men eat every day that could be silently draining your energy before your day even starts. You will not want to miss it. Until then, I'm Dr. Audrey Wells, reminding you that your vitality is not gone. It is simply waiting to be rediscovered. Take care of yourself.